They've taken time to come out to campus to make sure that you are putting in the best version of yourselves in an application. So make sure that you are asking lots of questions. We've got the next hour or so to hear from the team, and then we'll open the floor up for networking. We've got a bit of afternoon tea out there as well. We also have some reps from the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet from the federal government joining us today in the networking session to talk to you about their grad program as well. So please do visit their table. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over to the early careers team, and I will just share your PowerPoint.
Everyone. Thank you for allowing us to come and speak with you today. My name is Natasha and this is Nicole. We are from the Northern Territory Government. I would like to get started with the acknowledgement to Larrakia country. We would like to begin by acknowledging the Larrakia people, the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet today, and pay my respects to the elders and extend that respect to their descendants past, present and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge the Aboriginal people in the room today. We are here this afternoon to talk to you about the NT Government Early Career Programs. Next, Nicole will take you through the next part by talking about who we are.
Afternoon, everybody. So the Northern Territory Government is the largest employer. We employ over 22,000 people across the Territory. Our centralised early career services, we service 17 agencies ranging from Territory and Finance to Health, Territory Families, Housing and Communities to Industry, Tourism and Trade, and a vast array in between. The NT public sector is committed to creating a workforce that reflects the vast diversity of the community. We are committed to implementing initiatives to attract, grow and retain talented individuals regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, age, disability status or any other diversity dimension. Where are we? How do we? Pasphia, the slide is where we just get some assistance with the slides.
It's a bit confusing.
It's yeah. How do I change slides? Oh, down here.
So down here, you should just be able to go back.
Yeah, that's skipped valve. Okay,
it's the next slide. And then after that, let's see. Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. I'll just keep talking. That's fine.
You right?
Yeah.
Do you want to go back once?
We'll go back one.
Okay.
Yes. That's fine. Sorry about that. We're having a few technical issues. There are a huge variety of jobs available in the NTPS. The NTPS attracts a wide range of students that have studied in various professional streams that can lead to NTG jobs. I'm going to ask you, what type of jobs do you think are available in the NTG? Hands up. Anybody? What type of jobs are available? IT? Pardon? Yes. Accounting? Yes, lots. There are so many. I will rattle off a few. So accounting, communications and design, community services, social work and psychology, education, engineering, health, humanitarian, emergency and disaster management, social services, IT, law and legal studies, and tourism and hospitality. That's just a few. So there's so many. When you join the NT Public Service, you have access to some great working conditions, including a competitive salary, up to 6 weeks paid recreational leave or annual leave, up to 3 weeks personal leave, which is classed as sick leave, access to professional development and flexible working arrangements. Within the graduate program, the starting salary is $69,746, which is, we've had a bit of an increase this year, which is really nice. Now let's take a closer look into a couple of our agencies, which I can't really show you. It's not in there. I didn't. That's right. I'm just going to talk about Department of Treasury and Finance. So for those accountants in the room, finance people, this could possibly be the agency for you. Some of the exciting opportunities that you might get to work on within Treasury and Finance could be stamp duty legislation, economic analysis, revenue and collections, budget development, and the really big ticket items would be the NTG budget and the Treasury's annual financial report. Do we have any social workers or psychology students in the room? Yay. Awesome. Are you guys finishing up your studies this year? Yep. Okay, excellent. And applying? Excellent. All right, so for you guys would be most suited for our Territory Families Housing and Communities Department, which is a human services agency. Career opportunities including frontline positions like child protection, as well as corporate roles including policy, strategic services, research, and finance. In the corporate services area, finance support, managing the department's budget of $1.1 billion. In the child protection, this is a really sought after area and one of our hard to fill areas. So I get really excited when I hear we have social workers and psychologists in the room here today. There is an extra financial incentive for you guys to join Territory Families. Once you've completed 3 years of continuous employment with the department, they will pay you 50% of your CDU tuition. They'll be reimbursed. We have the youth justice area within Territory Families, which will develop and implement programs for a better, safer future for the Northern Territory. Domestic violence, you'll be supporting programs to reduce domestic, family and sexual violence, and our housing area. So you'll partner with non-government organisations to help grow the housing and homeless sector, creating more homes for those in need. I have one more department, which is the the Department of Infrastructure Planning and Logistics. We do look after 17 agencies, but I've only got a little bit about three of our agencies. But for those engineers in the room, show of hands. Awesome. Okay. So some of the major projects that you could be working on if you were to join Department of Infrastructure, the Tiger Brennan Drive overpass. So we've all seen the major road works heading from the city to out of town. And we've all seen the new big speed light camera signages on the side of the road as well. They've just finished all of those. The Alice Springs CBD revitalisation, the ship lift in the harbour, and the Darwin Passenger Rail Terminal are all some of the big projects that Department of Infrastructure Planning and Logistics are working on at the moment. I'm going to hand back over to Natasha and to have a talk about the early careers team.
The early careers team support a number of government initiatives. These programs include the Aboriginal Employment Program, the apprenticeships or traineeships, vacation employment, scholarships, and student placements. That's only with Territory families there, and the graduate program. The early career programs are designed to offer participants a combined on-the-job work experience and studies, provide participants with short or long-term anti-government career pathways, and create a pipeline of fresh talent across many professional streams. Today, we will give you an overview of the three programs: Vacation Employment Program, the Graduate Program, and the Work Integrated Learning Scholarship. If you are enrolled in a bachelor or a master's degree and want to gain extra skills in the workplace during the semester breaks, the Vacation Employment Program is for you. If you are in your final year of study and are completing a bachelor's or master's, and have you thought about working for the NT government, the graduate program could be where you can kickstart your NTG career. If you are a first year or final year student and just looking for a combined scholarship with employment opportunity with NT government, the Work Integrated Learning Scholarship could be just for you. Before we get started on a deep dive in our programs, applications are now open for the Graduate Development Program. Later on, we'll have our stall outside and we've got some brochures here. There is a QR code where you can apply directly online. The Work Integrated Learning Scholarship is closed for round 1. Applications for round 2, though, will open early June in 2024. To be employed by the NT public sector, you must be an Australian citizen or permanent resident or have a relevant working visa that covers duration of employment period. The Vacation Employment Program provides paid short-term employment for university students. So employment is during the semester breaks, both middle of the year and end of the year. The length of employment depends on the needs of the department as well as the availability of the employee. They can range from 1 week through to the entire duration of your semester break. So wages are at the administrative officer level 2, which is about $58,000 per annum. Additional eligibility requirements are that you must be enrolled at an Australian recognised university on both sides of the semester break. To apply, you will need supporting documents to be included on your applications, such as your most recent Australian university results, your proof of enrolment either side of the semester break, and any previous qualifications you have completed. Applications open twice a year to correspond with the mid-year and the end-of-year university breaks. The mid-year program is actually, applications for the mid-year program is actually closed now, but just keep this in mind for the end of year program. So you'll have to demonstrate that you're enrolled, I guess, in semester 2, 2024, and then semester 1, 2025. So eligible applicants are matched to and assessed by the department. The program provides students an opportunity to broaden knowledge and experience. You get an understanding of the work environment within government, the alignment of study into the workplace, and you can build your career options on pathways such as graduate development program. Does anyone have any questions about this program in particular? No? Okay, well, Nicole will talk you through the graduate program.
As you've probably heard quite a few times already today, the graduate program applications are open now. They close on the 5th of April. You can follow the links on our Early Careers website, or today we do have some little brochures, as Natasha just said, that has a QR code that will take you straight to applications. The graduate program is for 1 or 2 years, provides full-time employment for eligible university graduates. The program will enhance your research, analytical, and administrative skills that you have learned over the course of your studies. Graduates will typically rotate through a number of business units during the program to allow the development of a broad range of skills. Health and teaching professionals are recruited through Pacific programs in the Department of Health and the Department of Education. We don't take on any of the teachers or any health graduates at all through Early Careers. You'll have to have a look on their particular websites to inquire about those. Yeah. The number of positions available will vary from department to department. Some may take 1 graduate per year, others take up to 10 to 12 graduates per year. In last year, we had over 500 applications, and this year in January, we recruited 70 new graduates to start in the 2024 program. During the program, you will receive pastoral care services provided by the Early Careers team, professional mentoring by the finest executives, business rotations. You may have 3 or 4 rotations throughout your agency, exposing you to a whole range of exciting tasks and projects. Rigorous feedback to guide your development, informal and formal, throughout each placement from your supervisors. Training and professional development, including on-the-job learning and a suite of essential training courses, Grad X sessions. So Grad X is like TEDx, and a series of seminar sessions, plus a range of courses the Early Careers team have procured. What will happen at the end of your graduate program will be the big question for everybody. At the successful completion of a program, there is potential for your agency to offer a 6-month temporary contract or ongoing employment. This is dependent on a variety of factors and considerations based on your agency's needs and staffing capacity, and your demonstrated work performance and achievements throughout the program. To be eligible for the graduate program, you must have completed your studies within the past 3 years of the program start date. So for the next program starting in January 2025, you needed to have completed your studies after January 2022. If you hold a student visa at the time of applying, evidence must be provided to demonstrate intentions for permanency pathways such as a bridging or graduate visa. If you studied a bachelor overseas and then went on to study a master's in Australia, only the master's will be recognised unless you have had your bachelor's degree Australian recognised or certified. Does anybody have any questions about the eligibility of the graduate program? Okay. All right, Natasha's going to take you through scholarships.
Right, the Work Integrated Learning Scholarships are sponsored by 3 NT government departments: Department of Education, Department of Corporate and Digital Development, and Territory Families, Housing and Communities. The scholarship can be awarded to students enrolled in their first, second, third, or fourth year of study. There are approximately 30 current recipients. Applicants for the scholarships can be found on the CDU Scholarship Finder website. The program provides students with financial support through studies such as up to 12 weeks work placement paid at the Administrative Officer Level 2, which is from $56,000 per annum. The scholarship awards vary and they start from $6,500 per semester. Opportunity to build your professional student portfolio. So when we talk about that, that's basically when you're at uni, not that many people get an opportunity to go into the workplace and start building, their professional workplace resumes. And so if you're participating in one of the scholarships, that gives you that opportunity to start, adding things to your resume, and as well as building professional referees to add to your resume. So the scholarships are designed to support Territorians, rewards high achieving students. They encourage more professionals and qualified workers in the NT. And they're to encourage more Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander professionals and qualified workers in the NT. And they give students career pathway opportunities to the NTPS Graduate Development Program. The disciplines include, but are not limited to, engineering, law, social worker, psychological science, digital marketing, business and information technology. We also have human resources. Each scholarship will vary for each department. In general, these are the additional criteria points. So you must be a resident of the Northern Territory. You must be enrolled in full-time studies. You must be available for at least a minimum of 6 weeks, and you can have up to 12 weeks work placement during your semester breaks, and that's accumulated annually. Does anyone have any questions about the scholarship program? We've got a very quiet group here. Okay, well, I'll pass you back over to Nicole and she'll take you on to give you some application tips.
Before you get started in writing your application, do an exercise of self-reflection. Who am I? What are my values? What do I enjoy doing? What experience, positive and negative, have I gained? And what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? And then you might think, what do I want to do? What is my ideal career? And what research have I done into my ideal career? Is my ideal career in conflict with what is important to me? Have I a career plan? Is this relevant to where I am now and where I am going? Does my resume reflect who I am and demonstrate my readiness for where I want to be? So when you're applying, have all your supporting documents ready to submit at the time of your application. Please ensure your resume is up to date with correct contact details for yourself and for your 2 Australian referees. Your referees need to be contactable within Australia. Your resume should outline any work experience, relevant qualifications, duties, and achievements in previous roles. Please note, the graduate program selections are not reliant on past work experience. Panel members are fully aware graduates may not have any relevant work experience, and applications will not, with no relevant work experience are not disadvantaged. Ensure you upload all the required documents. This reduces your chances of being assessed as ineligible. For example, the graduate program can receive well over 500 applications. You will be deemed not eligible if you have not supplied all documents. The team will email you only once to let you know what is missing, and they will also provide a deadline to be able to submit that outstanding document. Read the questions carefully before providing a response on your application, and make sure you have checked all boxes and text fields are completed. This is an important one. Ensure your referees are aware of your application and are well placed to give you good references. A referee is someone identified by the applicant who can provide relevant information to a recruitment panel on your work experience and performance. The information provided by your referee confirms what you have written on your resume and in your cover letter. Answer your phone and return phone calls. NTG numbers appear as private, so you don't get a chance to call them back if you miss them. But do check your messages and your emails regularly and reply within a timely manner. And have a professional voicemail message and email address. All right, interviews. So interview preparation and tips. Do your research about an agency. Come prepared to ask questions specifically about the position or work area. Arrive early and take your time responding to questions, and refer to other elements in your application or resume that reference and support what your answer, what you're responding to. Please be patient during the application and selection process. The graduate process can be quite lengthy, and contracts may not be issued until June, July. The graduate program applications close 5th of April. All applications will receive an acknowledgement letter that their application has been received by the early careers team. Once applications have closed, the early careers team will complete the eligibility process. This is where you could possibly be sent an email from the team if you are missing some documents or we require any further detail. You will have a due date to submit these final documents, or you will be deemed ineligible. The early careers team will send out letters at this stage for those applicants that have progressed to the next stage, or to those applicants that have been deemed ineligible and therefore unsuccessful. Candidates moving to the next stage will be provided to all agency selection panels. So, for example, if we have across all of NTG 8 panels that would like IT graduates, all of the IT that were deemed panels, which means that you technically would have 8 chances of picking up a role. The next stage you may hear about your application is when the panel is reaching out to you to organise an interview. Make sure you answer your phones. As it is a private number, please take down the panel member's name and phone number, remembering there could be 8 different panels calling, so keep good records of who is who and from where. The final stage will be either you were successful and you will receive your contract, or after the very last panel has submitted their selections, an unsuccessful letter will be sent out. Please note that some applicants may receive offers from more than one panel. It will be your choice to which contract or agency you would like to go with. Any questions about any of that? Absolutely. Yeah, you can apply again and again as long as you stay within that 3-year period of graduating prior to the start of the program. Any other questions?
Let's say we're eligible for the mid-semester appointment, and we get it. Do we still also apply for the one that's end of year?
Yes, you can apply. So if you're just starting your degree, you can apply again and again for vacation program and come and work mid-year and every year for 3 years while you're studying, basically, which is really good because the agency will get to know you. They'll know who you are, and if they're getting you back semester break after semester break, they're more than likely going to offer you or ask you to apply for the graduate program, and it's like a stepping stone. Oh, yep. Yes, there's 2 different applications for either the vacation program or the graduate program. There's nothing available right this minute for vacation. It's just not long closed for the mid-year break coming up. But we'll open again, I can't remember what it was, but we will open again after the middle of the year for the end of year break for vacation program. But we only have 1 graduate application. They're only open once a year for the graduate program. Yeah, it's they don't have any systems, I don't believe. It's a manual process. They get issued through our recruitment system, what we call an RTF. It has all the applicants. Let's just keep with IT, and they will make their selections if from the through the RTF, or they'll print out probably all the resumes and applications. They might split them up and work as a team to shortlist everybody. Once they've gone through their shortlists, they might narrow it down to maybe 10 that they might want to interview. Oh, did I get that one?
Just before your resume and your information goes to the agency, your application comes to our team. We have a team called the PMU team, and they will screen, they will do everything on your application before they go to the next stage. Okay, so it's only people that actually screen it. We don't have any IT to do that.
Yep.
So
Oh, sorry. I'll go with the gentleman at the back and then.
So the question that I have is about, and you said that there were like 500 beds in fact. You might have seen like 4 or 5 exactly identical applications, right? So how do you differentiate between those? What are the things that you're looking to point out on that resume? Because one person gets selected and the other person is not, but if you compare the resume and the academic and everything, might be identical. So how that thing gets differentiated? So what are the things that we need to focus on?
It is really hard because the graduate program doesn't have a job description that you can write your one-page summary to. So you have to write your one-page summary about your experiences, your studies, and have researched the agencies. If you're going for an interview, yeah, definitely research. You'll know by then what agency that is. It doesn't have to be 1 page. We try to say 1 page. You can go over that. I wouldn't go over 2 though. The differences, you just really need to sell yourself. If they do get applications that are very similar, you know, they might get you all in for an interview. It might come down to that interview. Yeah. So if there's 500 applications, only 50 might be IT. Yeah.
So just say if they do see resumes that are exactly the same, you're not going to be a standout person, you know? So make yourself individualized, put your application in and showcase yourself. That's the first stage. Just say if there's a handful of exactly the same type of applications coming through, well, then it does boil down to if they do the shortlist and you're included in it, you'll have an interview. So it's up to you at the end of the day to ensure that you're, you know, answering your phone, you got good email accounts that you're sending messages to. No, also another thing is your social media. So if you have a social media account, make sure that you clean that up. So then everyone can access social media, so they can search your Facebook, whatever it is. If you have a LinkedIn account, keep that nice and professional. They might want to search your background there. So, you know, keep all of that looking professional and good. Now once you have an interview, the next stage will be your referees. So just say you've got the perfect referees, but guess what? They're not in Australia, or they're on holiday, they're not answering, they're too busy. That's not a good referee. It is compulsory for anti-government to have 2 referees listed down when they make those selections. So it's very important that you select and keep your referees updated with everything, so that they will be the, you know, final decision-making processes there, and it's up to what that team has to offer. So they'll marry what you've got to offer and they'll see how that makes everything happens for them to be a suitable candidate for them.
Another one question about the number of employees. So the minimum number is there any maximum number of employees?
Possibly not, but they'll probably only contact the first 2. Yeah. A couple of the agencies, so Department of Treasury and Finance, Department of Chief Mins, and I think maybe one other, actually give you an assignment to do as part of their recruitment process. So you'll have 24 hours to do that assignment, hand it back in, and then your interview will be the next day. That's how they can also help, you know, narrow it down a little bit.
In relation to the referees too, just say if you did participate in the scholarship program or in the vacation employment program before you got the opportunity to complete your qualification and then apply for the graduate program, under the NT government recruitment policy, we do have that recommendation that the panel chair will need to contact your supervisor within the NT government. So is making sure that you build your report if you ever get those opportunities in the vacation employment program and the wheels of the scholarship. Make sure you build the rapport with your supervisor, keep that relationship open and very professional and good. It's just like the longest interview you're going to have. And even when you're in the graduate program, it's like the longest interview just to secure an ongoing job.
Did you have another question? I wouldn't say family. It would be better to be professional. And then we understand that have been working in that type of in professional industry yet. And you might be having some hospitality jobs and things like that. But they can possibly also contribute to some good character references and, always coming to work, not sick all the time, just those real basic employment things. Your lecturers can be referees as well. But they need to be the person that is best placed to confirm what you have put in your resume and what you've put in your one-page summary. So they can confirm those details. When you say, I've done this and I've done this and I've done that, they need to be able to confirm that.
Hi, so I have another question about referees. Like I've already added 2 or 3 references in my application, and after the interview, if something happens like unforeseen circumstances, so in that state, whether I'll be able to update my profile, update the referees or something like that?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. We can definitely update those for you. By the time that they're asking about referees, you've probably had an interview, and you will know at that point if you need to change your referees.
Okay, at that time, I can let them know that I need to change the referees?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? No? I have a little bit more here. Okay, so it's a good thing to showcase yourself as a potential asset for the company. Here are 6 ways you can do that. Take credit, but spread the love. Make it personal. Talk about results. Discuss your challenges and how you have overcome them, and know your audience. Some tips for answering what makes a good candidate. Where possible, give concrete examples of your skills to demonstrate how you will bring value to the business unit and division, and your referee will need to confirm those. Tie your responses to the company goals. Focus on yourself. Speak confidently. Be honest, and don't forget to ask questions. All right. When and where to apply. Applications for each program vary when they're open throughout the year to be able to apply. Scholarships, the 2024 round 2 applications will open on the 3rd of June to the 26th of July. Scholarships, that was scholarships from the 3rd of June to the 26th of July. Graduates, we know, are open now and will close on the 5th of April. And vacation program will open on the 1st of July to the 9th of August for the end of year break. Okay. Any more questions about that at this stage? Anything at all that we've talked about?
Just wanted to know when the outcome would be released for the graduate development program. Outcome.
Oh, the outcome. So we are working towards having all contracts issued by the end of July this year for a January start. Okay. Yep.
In the room here, I just want you to put your hand up, I guess, if semester 2, 2024 is your final year or final semester of studies. Okay, yeah. Okay, and what about semester 1, 2025? Yeah. Okay, so application, I would encourage you all to apply those 2 semesters. There are some late starters that do start in the mid-year, and you just see how your application goes, okay?
Okay, so the next part of this afternoon, we're going to invite our 4 grads up onto the stage here. Can you please welcome with, so guys, come on up. This is Kelvin and Rishma, Chloe and Bella. So Kelvin, Rishma and Chloe are alumni graduates from 2024's program, and Bella is 2023 program, and Bella is our 2024 graduate. So we've brought these guys along today for you to ask them some questions about their experiences in the program. I'll just get them all to start with their name again and what they studied.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh. Hey guys, my name is Calvin. I studied a Bachelor of Business in 2019 and graduated in 2022.
Hi everyone, my name is Rishma. I studied psychology, started that in 2017 and graduated in 2020. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello, my name is Chloe. I studied business, graduated in same year as Calvin. Difficult now. It feels like a long time. Yeah, and I majored in marketing.
My name's Bella and I did a degree in behavioral science. I started in 2020 and finished in 2023.
Awesome. Okay, good. Any questions for our panel?
How's the interview experience?
This isn't working. I'm just going to speak normally. My interview experience was really, really good. I sat 3 different interviews for 3 different, not outside of NT, and the NT was my favorite one. It was really impersonal. They actually cared about what you were doing, what your passions were. And it was for me at least, it was very conversational. And it was one of the main reasons why I chose to go with NTG. That doesn't work.
I don't know if I can yell. Hello? Oh yeah, it works now. My interview experience was pretty good as well. I would say it was very conversational. I think I interviewed with 3 different departments. 2 of them I had to do that 24-hour test they give you, and they do question you about what you write, so make sure you write it yourself, But yeah, they were very relaxed and friendly. You go in there very nervous, but they understand.
I only applied for the work for services program, so I just had 1 interview. And as Chloe said, it was really friendly. Like it didn't feel like an interview. It felt like I was having a friendly chat with the panel members. Yeah, it was very conversational. They asked really good questions. And as I said, does not feel like an interview at all.
I got reached out by two agencies. I think with Nicole mentioned earlier, you can be contacted by multiple agencies. So I accepted an interview with the Office of the Commissioner for Public Employment first, and then another agency reached out, and I got kind of confused because I was like, didn't I just say I was going for an interview? But just keep that in mind that different people may contact you. So just remember that as well.
It's coming. I think we're gonna go. Yeah.
He has a question. Do you think it's depend on you how you present yourself in interview? Is it most common or most important? How you present yourself in interview?
Yeah, so yeah, I would say, well, for most, it depends if they do them virtually. So yes, I would say be presentable, but there is obviously a consideration that you may be in a different time zone. But I dressed as I normally would for any other interview. So business casual generally, and being well-spoken and confident will get you a long way as well.
Yeah, I agree with the well-spoken and confidence. And I did mine in person and I dress smart casual, I would say, would not rock up in thongs and slides and yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything further to add to that. But yeah, I would say always ask questions at the end of your interview. They really appreciate that.
Yeah, so you can present yourself clearly and just be happy and look like you're really interested to be a part of the program. But at the same time, some couples of ums and ahs aren't going to hurt the result as well. It's all about like your merit and how you and your experience along the lines. Yeah.
Personally, in your opinion, what did you do in order to stand out from the other applicants?
Good question. I just kind of I was just myself. So sent in the application, got reached out, and I thought it was a friend calling, so I was just like, hey. But then they're like, oh hey, it's Nicole from the Northern Territory government. I was like, oh hey, what's going on? So just yeah, don't put that extra pressure on yourself. Just be yourself, because if they can tell that you're being genuine from the very start, they won't have to oh, do they have another character going on? Just yeah, if they like that, then you'll be a suitable candidate.
I think your one-page summary is very important. It is a great opportunity for you to showcase your personality. So I would say definitely include all your working experiences. If you have any, like I would say if you want to join any university clubs or associations, that's also a very good thing to include in your one-page summary. Yeah, just relate your experiences to what you want to do with your career.
That's pretty much it. And if you have any volunteering experiences, put that on as well.
Yeah, I'd say the same. They do look at your resume and they have it in the interview. That's what a comment I got made was that they were impressed with my resume. So write a good resume. Like, go on Google, get a good template.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, so my question is related to the last question. So any of you guys have previous government experience such as a contract? I think you mentioned about agency. So some of the agencies provide a 6-month or 3-month contract. So any of you guys gone through any of this program or like a vacation program like that? And how do you highlight it in your resume on the graduate program? So that's it.
I personally haven't done any of those programs or worked for the government before this.
I didn't work for the Northern Territory public sector before I applied for the program, but I did work for the Australian government for a couple of months. I kind of leveraged that as the main point, but yeah, for that role, I was writing up good news stories. So I just kind of said how I engaged with different stakeholders across the Northern Territory to collect my results. Yeah.
I didn't have any government experience, but I was involved in the Students Association Club. I was the Bangladesh Students Association Club in the university, and I mentioned what I did there. I was a media and comms officer, so they really appreciated that in my resume and the one-page summary as well. So yeah.
Again, I didn't do any of the vacay or other programs. I did, however, I worked for local government in another state, and I worked for a federal senator, which is what gave me a bit of an edge.
But there is a lot of graduates that have.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. We have a grad currently, and he has just done the the vacay program, and he did it from, I think, July to November, or no, to January, and he's coming back to do the grad program in July. So agencies will put you forward and be like, we really love this person, they've done the vacay, they'll recommend it to you, and then they're happy to push back your start dates. So yeah, it is a really good opportunity. I just didn't know about it. I would have done it if I knew about it. Up the back up there.
Hi, everyone. My question is for people who graduated like 2-3 years before the employment, before the application, was it on your student visa you applied, or you have applied for graduate visa or whatsoever visa before applying for the NTG?
Oh, I was on a student visa, yes. Can I just get that question again?
Okay, I said, was it on the student visa you applied for the NTG, or you have already applied for another visa?
Oh, no, I was not on a student visa when I applied for it, but you can apply. You can still apply for your graduate visa after you graduate your uni. So I think that's called 485 at the moment. I'm not too sure, but you can still apply for the graduate program if you're on that visa, as long as it covers your employment duration.
Okay.
So with the visas, as long as your visa gives you working rights, then you can apply for the graduate program. Even if the visa doesn't cover the whole duration at the start, it doesn't cover the whole program, and we will give you a contract up until when your visa does end. You'll have to apply for your next visa, and then we will give you another contract for the remaining duration. So whether you might have to apply for your bridging visa once you've finished your studies.
All right, thank you.
And the rest of us didn't have visas. Yeah. Any other questions? Also to, I guess, add on to the visa part, with normal jobs within the NTPS, if you apply for ongoing positions, for example, if you're on a visa, you get a fixed contract until the end date of your visa. So if it comes to that, once you get approval for your next visa, that's when you can get further extensions and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, so an example is in the graduate program, a lot of the graduates are getting like a 12-month opportunity to be employed with NTPS. And just say one graduate may have a visa that expires in March. Well, we only can put that contract to the end of March for that instance, but as soon as you provide an updated visa, we reissue out another contract, employment contract, to cover that whole 12 months of the graduate program.
So I have, like, let's say my visa ends in January because most of the students which are like graduating this year is like ending visa on January, but the graduate program starts from January itself. So in the selection process, we do apply the visa status. So checking that, will it be selected for us because our visa is just still in January, but the contract also starts from January. So what will be the process or what will be the next step?
Yeah, so I believe before your visa expires, you would be applying for the visa that you want, as well as a bridging visa. So that it's important for you to have that all sorted, and when you're questioned by the panel, you let them know and keep them updated on that. Because if you cannot work with NTPS because of your visa status, that means that they'll have to go back to their selection of candidates, and the next person that was suitable, they'll end up reaching out to them to see if they want the opportunity. Okay, so it's up to you to sort that out. Yeah.
Just a bit of an add-on there. So you will know, you'll have a contract, say by June, July this year. So you'll know that you'll be having employment next year as of January. So you'll be able to apply for the visas that you need.
Now you're getting a little bit tricky with being January. Okay, so just say if it starts on the 15th of January and your visa runs out at the end of January, you'll just be provided that short employment contract. But if your visa expires on the 1st of January, we cannot offer you a contract. Okay, so you need to have that all sorted and arranged before that. Do we have any more questions?
Hello. I have one question is that did you guys face any kind of subject related questions? Suppose you are from the business or IT background as students. So on this case, you face any kind of business term or IT related term that in the interview sessions?
Like before the interview?
No, in the interview sessions, like have you faced any subject related questions in the interview?
For me, it was because it did start with like, oh, tell me about yourself. What's like your character like? So you kind of talk about yourself, and then it moves on to questions like, how would you deal with like, and then I'll give you like a situation. So how would you deal if you were working under pressure? You had like 3 things to do. How do you deal with deadlines? And then they offer you the opportunity for you to provide an answer to that. But yeah, so they will provide a couple like business related questions and just see how you can apply your experience to that. But it's not the end of the world if you can't answer the question as well. So yeah.
So I did that 24-hour test you get for Department of Treasury and Finance. It was about I did 2. So I did one for Chief Minister and Cabinet, and that was about population policy. So I had to do a lot of research on policies and how to implement it and strategies around that. And they did ask me during the interview, but it was all based on that 24-hour assignment. It wasn't anything out of that scope. So as long as you do your research, that's fine. And with the finance one, it was about tourism budget, I think. If they were to bring a hotel or something in Darwin, how will it boost tourism and budgets? And yeah, they did ask me on the assignment again, but nothing out of scope. No, same?
Yeah, same.
Same.
Did you have a question?
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about how you develop rapport with your program mentors?
So I was really lucky and I was offered a particular opportunity, a lot of other grads aren't, where I got to pick my mentor, which sometimes gets to happen. So the way I did that was the mentors are very engaging and they want to engage with you. Generally speaking, they put their names forward for the job. So ways you can do that is I book in monthly meetings with mine. They're very, very busy. They're like assistant directors and directors. So you book in like monthly meetings, you go, either you sit down, mine gives me tips and resources to read through. She tells me how to climb like the professional ladder. We go get coffee. So a way easy to do that is you reach out to them and you just say, hey, I'd love to meet with you once a month or bi-monthly if you don't have the time. and you create a reoccurring meeting for them. And they're often, I haven't heard anyone who said that their mentor isn't engaging or doesn't want to build rapport with them. So it's a lot easier than you think. It feels daunting, I will say, but then you meet them and you get to know them and you realize they're actually an amazing resource.
Yeah, I would say the same. And your mentors generally have had mentees before, so they're a bit more experienced in that field. It is very nervous the first few times meeting, but just over time you kind of build that rapport.
Yeah, I've had a very good relationship with the mentor. Any challenges I faced, I took it to her. She helped me really develop anything. And we always work towards any career goals I have as well. Yeah.
My mentor was also good. I've had two because I had to I did 2-year programs, so I did one agency and another agency. So I just transitioned mentors because the one I had, she also moved agencies. So, but they were both really good. So every time I got curious about something, I'll just have a couple of questions, and they're just like, "Hey, I was just wondering about this and that and that." Um, did you want to like building rapport with like other employees as well, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So like the environment you're kind of placed in, because at the end of the day, it's the graduate development program. So you're not meant to be coming in a full-blown professional, you can do everything at once. So you're in an environment where you're supported. So even if you make mistakes, that's not, oh, you made a mistake, you're going to be grilled for that. You're meant to like, you made a mistake. What can you learn from that? What's the development outcome out of that? So, just find what you need to work on, and eventually in 12 months, you won't make any mistakes. I mean, human error, but it happens.
All right. Thank you very much.
I've actually got a question for the early career streams. Considering I will be graduating on, let's say, June, July, and my visa is finishing sometime really soon, let's say August, September. How does it work? Like you said, you send out the contracts pretty much by the end of July. So, and my visa is ending this year. So how does it work actually?
So you can you know that you're going to have that employment into the next year, that you can, because you would have received your contract hopefully by then, which will allow you to apply for your next visa. Yeah.
Just clarifying that though. So when you said your visa expires in September, is that this year? Yes, this year. Okay. So if it expires in September this year, we will not be able to again offer that employment contract until you've sorted out your visa, because it comes up with red flags and then it will not progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I might still be
Yeah, you can get yeah, you will need your bridging visa. So as soon as you got your bridging visa, just call Lily Careers and we will update your application inside the drive. And we'll put a note in there.
Yeah, but basically we'll just hold off issuing your contract. If you're the selected applicant and your visa, you're having a changeover of visas in those months before, we will just hold off issuing your contract until you've got your visa sorted. And obviously we'll want it all sorted by January.
Do we have any other questions for the panel? Maybe you might want to ask about their experience in the graduate program, what they get exposed to. Yeah, we'll go through that.
So for the first 8 months, I was my first 3 rotations was at the Office of the Commissioner for Public Employment. So the first team was employee relations, so that was just helping. Well, my role was mainly just helping with the correspondence between the office and the commissioner, between the agencies, and applying the legislation and getting it rolling. But at the moment, I'm at the Department of Corporate Development, and I'm in the the HR help desk, and that just help with the giving out the generalist HR advice to majority of government employees when they got a question.
The best thing about the graduate development program is that you get to have 3 or 4 rotations in a department, and then you get to, I guess, pick what you like. And yeah, you can put forward your interest that you want to work there in the end. You can also, I guess, see what you don't like and decide that it's not for you. As I said, I graduated psychology and I decided that was not for me. And I got into the HR graduate program. So yeah, there's also that 3-year time frame that you graduate from and you decide that this is for you or this is not for you. Yeah, that is really my experience, and I really formed great relationships and friendships through this program. I mean, they're really one of my bestest friends now. So yeah, through that program, you meet so many graduates, like 60, 70 people that you meet and form relationships with. So that's really great as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that you got to be exposed to different area. Like I studied marketing and ended up in HR as well. Started the year not knowing what to do. Well, yeah, really what was happening. I went to 3 different teams. I loved all of them at the time I was there. Ultimately ended up kind of having a favorite, and at the end of my program I also got offered ongoing employment by the team. So it does, if you work really hard and you do really well, you will hopefully get that chance. And we got extra trainings throughout the years. We got networking sessions with all the grads across the NTPS. So it's not just the field you're in, you get to meet other people and you get to just support each other throughout the year, and it's really great.
So similar, my favorite though parts of the program, I'm actually lucky enough, I get to do my first rotation with the early careers team. So, which I'm still in my first rotation. So I get to see all the behind the scenes, but it's amazing the opportunities they offer to you. I'm only 2 months in and I already get to lead a program. Those are kind of opportunities I haven't been offered anywhere else. So I think they're there if you want to take them and they want to give them to you. And that to me is the best part, because that's the kind of job you want.
We love that. Yeah, I think so. We might call it a wrap now. We'll thank the graduates. Put your hands together, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, you guys, for CDU for having us out here today.
All righty. Just going to stop sharing this. Okay, so what I'm hearing from everybody is get your visa sorted early. Don't leave it to the last minute. Make sure you have plenty of different experiences to put on your CV and to talk about at interview. Nobody's CV should be similar to anybody else's because you're all unique. You all have different talents and strengths, and you need to be able to articulate them in your application and in your interview process. That's how you will make yourself stand out, because you are an individual and you are different to everybody else in this room. You all come from different backgrounds, you have different life experiences, you have different community experiences, you have different university experiences. So make sure you are using those to talk about and to differentiate yourself. Yeah. Make sure in your 1-page summary that you are talking about why you want to work for the NT government. Is there a particular department or agency that you are really interested in? Why is that? Tell them. Show them some passion. Show them that you have what it takes to give back to the territory as part of a government program. Yeah. Make sure your resume is picture perfect. So no grammar, no spelling mistakes. really well-written achievement statements on there so that whoever is reading your CV, and we're very glad to hear that it's not an applicant tracking system for the first go round, that it is actually a human. When they are reading your CV for the first time, that they can make quick connections with you, that they can see easily the skills that you have. If they've got to look through 100 applications to find you, make sure yours is the one that demonstrates those skills really well. Now, you guys here have an advantage because you've come along and you've listened to the early careers team, you've listened to the graduates that have gone before you in the program. You know what the secret is now. So make sure you take advantage of that when you put your applications in. Yeah. Okay, so everybody join me in thanking the early careers team and the graduates once more. Thank you. We're going to move out into the foyer area now for some networking. So if you weren't brave enough to ask a question now, these guys are going to hang around just for a little while. So ask them the question that you had. Make sure you present yourself well. Be curious, ask those questions, and put in really good applications very soon because time is running out. Okay, thank you.